So these are the very young tea trees. They can already be plucked. This area also belongs to Mr. Su or Uncle Su. So this area. This is all organic, by the way. They use especially his son, who really want to start doing tea the traditional way. So they're starting to plant it the organic way, and also making tea Guan Yin the way people used to do, where they actually leave the tea outside instead of in conditioned rooms to do that. So this is the even higher up. This is the area where I was last time. All these tea fields also belongs to Mr. Su. These are, as we can see, are very young tea trees, but they can already be plucked. By the way, this is all organic. And the water, I don't know if you can hear the water here. When I was down below, all the villagers are already telling me that the water in this area is amazing. That's Mr. Su. And I tried it, it was pretty good, very smooth water. So as we can see here, I want to make a point. Look how rocky this area is. Even though here, I mean, there's no concept of the cliff tea, but the principle is the same. And it's always good to have this kind of color soil. It's the best for tea, and the tea loves rocks. So this area is very, very rocky. Over here we can see how rocky this area is. So again, he loves this kind of soil that's a little more towards the acid side. It's the color is red. It's more yellowish, but it can't be too red. If it's too red, it's not good. Look how foggy it is. And then the rocks, tea loves rocks. Even though here there's no concept as cliff tea, but the principle is the same. This is why this area is one of the best areas here. So what we're seeing here is a tea picking facility. It's actually right next door to where Mr. Chen lives. Now this is a very tedious job. So basically, with around 12 hours work, one person can only pick 5 kilos of the fine tea. I keep thinking about Chinese measurements. The farmers, of course, they sell rough tea to the tea bosses. This is a tea boss right here, and they usually take them to places like this. So they hire people to pluck the tea and package them, making them fine tea. So it was still raining this morning, but all the villagers think it's finally going to be clear and the sun is going to be out, so everybody's preparing to pluck the tea after lunch. But because I'm actually leaving early in the afternoon, and Mr. Chen told me that some villagers actually, in some of the high up places, there might be people already plucking tea. So let's go take a look to see. We saw some from far away. Most of the leaves are still wet, so they're not okay to be plucked yet. 都在烧水哈。
那种都在烧水。
哦，那个也是，那个是在扫水是吧？So,
叶子上有水。
So the lady we saw over there, she's using a brush to brush off the water on the tea leaves, so to help the tea leaves dry much faster. So this lady here is brushing the tea leaves. 你今天少不用管我，我就想，哎呀，they all like stop talking, stop everything whenever I'm filming. This will help the tea leaves to dry faster. Well, we're still finding people who are already started plugging. This lady also with a brush joining to help. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully we'll find somebody who already started. Depends on the region if it receives more sunlight, because the sun's been out for a couple hours already. So if it's at a good spot, it's dry enough, they start plugging. 没采，它可以租出去吗？
采这种就有采，
哦
这种已经这个杂草也有花，
哦。
就蛮采。
So this is a area where the tea leaves kind of just growing and nobody is taking care of it. Most of the time it's because the people who own this is like doing business or working in the city. Obviously they're making more money than making tea, so they kind of give up the tea field. The villagers are really good. Like I asked Mr. Chen whether or not like they can just plug it and use this batch to make tea leaves, and he said no. And also, of course, their grass is growing. I'm really curious. I think this batch of tea leaves might make really good tea. Oh, and we see this one is actually is fully grown now. It's already taken a tree shape. Oh, I really want to get some of these fresh tea leaves and to make tea. Try and use this batch. I think it's gonna taste really good. 这种是不是会做起来更好喝啊？这种野生的会做起来更好喝。
啊，做起来也行啊，如果有人采集，做起来也可以。
你们都不会替他采，替他做一下。He also agrees that if it's actually picked and made tea, it should taste really good. But yeah.
嗯，这价钱做起来质量不好，这个价钱是不高喽。
是。
这样，这些都还没来采。
Yeah, so these are all tea fields that hasn't been plucked yet. The wet tea leaves, the reason that they don't want wet tea leaves, for one thing is you might not be able to make it into tea at all. Or if you do, the quality is going to be really bad. So they won't sell it for good price.
以前都是用手挖，用锄头挖，挖沉到哪里去？一个生产地就划一片下来呀，一片下来去，一个生产地一片，一个生产地一片。
那以前种的是什么？也是茶。
以前挖这里下来是，为主是要开荒种，开城区，开成这个农田这种。但是后来就没有了，就种茶了。
So he was saying that a lot of the fields here, as we can see, this is an area that's really over cultivated. This goes for all the Anxi area. This thing is it raised a lot of concerns within China as well. But he was saying, but it's amazing to see what humans could do. So he was saying this all done by during the Big Leap, and all by hand. They dug the whole mountain by hand. So this building here, I just learned, is the most fancy luxury hotel in the village. It has a lookout to that side. I'm sure the front looks much better than the back. It is pretty amazing. So I saw these people plucking tea from far away, and those tea leaves are right here. They're still full of rainwater. It's still wet. So I was like, I don't think it's ready yet. But once we get over here, the tea leaves are all dry in this batch. Right here. So they use a little knife-like thing. 我可以看一下你们那个刀吗？哦，谢谢。And what this lady is doing here, so we can see these teas are still wet, but what she's doing is this field is going to be cut by machine, so she's taking out the tall ones, so when a machine goes through, it's going to be smooth. So here are some ladies already actively working on plucking tea. Yeah, I gotta be careful because. So They sit on the little stool and they.哇，我是大连人。来拍一下。不是，我是过来就是看一下这边茶文化。So you can see the leaves over here are already dry now. 这边就都干掉了是吧？啊？这边干掉了，没有湿湿的。
啊，这边干掉了，对。然后稻草，打无淡淡。大概地方还打。
So it takes them about half an hour to fill that bucket right there. And I asked a really stupid question. I was like, oh, but then what you do? So they then dump that one into the bag over there and they continue this process. In the afternoon, somebody will come to pick it up. So the farmers are really worried because this year the production is really, really low. And these ones, because it's been raining for the past 3 days, 2 days actually, but this batch here is gonna grow out. It's gonna be too old to be made into good tea within 5 days. So if the weather like this continues, then yeah, they don't have much to sell.
从这一片到这一片把它拍起来。
拍起来哦。
这片到这一片把它拍起来。
好。He was saying that you should film all this. It's pretty. 那最近这几年都下雨下很多吗？
这几年呢下雨下。
It's been like this for several years already. So that's why good tea's price is always very high. I mean, there's so many factors plays into it. If they don't want, they can always just pluck the tea leaves and make it into crappy tea. Then they can sell it, but.
这种吃下去肝火很大，这种吃下去就好。
就好了啊，这个叫什么？
这种我跟你讲，哎，这个草原我也是不知道，我是你土的草原。
不知道是什么意思。This one. So you were saying that this is a plant that's really good for your liver if you're.
肝如果我们肝火很大，这种吃就。
Oh, he said if your the liver temperature is too high, if you eat this, it's gonna cure it. But this thing doesn't have a name. The local just know it is. So after a short hike, they keep saying things to me. I don't know what they're saying. But finally, here higher up, people already working on tea. Let me get closer. 啊，谢谢。你们几点钟来采的？I don't think. Oh, I think she wants a picture. 听不懂。你们几点钟来采的？I don't think they understand. 啊？10点的。Okay, I don't think they understand Mandarin. I asked them what time they got here, and they tell me the time now. But anyway, it's really pretty here. So this is really good view. Now I'm at the top of the hill. This area is not, the tea is not as good as the area where we saw yesterday, Mr. Sue's field. That's one of the best places for tea Guan Yin. This one here is still very good. It's still considered a core production area, but it's much lower. It's leveled. It's the tea trees are newer. It's more open versus kind of hidden in the valley. But I'm staying down here, and every day I go up to Mr. Sue's field because today I had to catch a bus to go to Phoenix Mountain. So I'm coming here, and also they're not gonna plug until in the afternoon. 啊，是。They're all talking to me in the local dialects, which is the same as the dialects that people in Taiwan speaks, but they don't. I think they're all just curious whether I'm a girl or a boy, which happens quite a lot here. Even after I start talking, people still ask me the question. Now, I think that's the town center of Changkeng. Oh yeah, it is. I remember the school right there. So basically, yeah, I stay somewhere there, and then go up to the mountains. I think it's the mountain over there. That's the general direction. Back down here again, as you can see, more people came out, and this is a machine cut field. I filmed the first night I was here. Sorry, I'm burping. Start over. So the first night when I was here, that was a batch. They were making a batch of machine cut teas. The machine cut teas, there's no. Let me say they need. The thing about machine cut teas is that it's uneven. 啊，你们接着弄啊！And then they so they need to have somebody to pick out the longer stems. It's also actually the tea quality is not going to be good. The yield will be lower, but the production will be high. I mean the yield for good tea. And with machine cut, usually they don't need to hire anybody, so it's the husband and wife, one single household can do the operation. Versus if it's actually handpicked, then you can hire people, and in tea picking season, the rate can be really high. There's a train behind me. You should be careful to not fall down. So here they're showing me a special herb produced in this area. It's very expensive. They're telling me it's like it's expensive as gold. But good herbs are very expensive, and you can just basically drink it as like tea. And it's good for your kidney, basically. 小号和大号哪个好啊？
我孩子开一个公司啊。开一个公司，当然是他那个是开的安区，叫世家红菇。
大的好还是小的好？小的好。So there are two varieties, the big ones and the small ones. The small ones are better. 金线莲。